photos. So the gentleman sitting next to me, he's making his second appearance here, and he started a thing called Port St. Lucie Business Club. I get it right? And
Absolutely.
next to me
Yeah.
is Nick. So the first time we were here was October,
October. Yeah.
and just so you know, he just started,
hmm
and you had like 40 members.
Yeah, it was pretty early. We were about 3 months in. So
40 members.
it was, yeah, it was the early days.
What do you have now?
Now we're approaching 3,000.
Okay, so one thing it teaches you, if nothing else, stick to it.
Yeah.
Never give up, and you'll get to where you need to be. All right, what is Port St. Lucie Business Club?
So the Port St. Lucie Business Club is a networking event for Port St. Lucie where I started it because I wanted a place to connect with other business owners and do something a little bit differently. So I started it as a Facebook group. I thought maybe I'll get 200 people that would join the group with me and we could connect and chat. And now it's become a lot more than that. We have in-person networking events. We have monthly live streams where we cover different business topics. And we have a very engaged group of 3,000 members where we're talking about different business topics every day. We have different themes for every day of the week. And it's one of those groups where you really do get into the conversations. And the best part is it's all free.
You know, so it's really overwhelming to me sometimes, okay? Because you have a theme on Monday, a theme on Tuesday, and I'm like, in my old age, I'm trying to keep up with this stuff, and I don't want to overdo it. Surely don't want to abuse the privilege that you guys give. I went to, I think it was the Crepe Place was your second event?
Right. Yeah. Yeah, we did our first two at the Crepe Place.
Okay, so I went to your second one at the Crepe Place, and it was like sardines.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
and it was a great event, and you had a lot of people, probably many more
Yeah.
than you expected.
Oh, yes.
Okay,
Yeah. Which was a good
right,
problem to have.
right. And so now you've moved your event to.
So now we're at the St. Lucie Lanes, thanks to a recommendation from you, Wayne.
She
And it's
was
been a great
actually
venue.
on here, and Melissa was a sweetheart, and I don't think anybody knows how they renovated it. And
It's
how
incredible.
Right. And
It's
how
the perfect place for a venue, for a networking event. They're very welcoming and there's plenty of space.
Yep. So you had one there,
hmm
which was jamming.
Yeah, we had about 95 people.
Really?
Yeah.
Um, it was rare because it's one of those events where I didn't mention who I was. But these events, now you took on Danny?
Yes. Danny from DV3 Financial helps me put together all the events because honestly, I never saw this getting beyond a Facebook group. I thought it was going to be a small Facebook group and that would be it. But Danny really encouraged us to think bigger than that. We started doing the networking events thanks to the Crepe Place for providing that venue and also working with us to offer the space. And then we've simply continued to grow. Now we've done about 5 events. We do some morning events, we do some evening events, but our goal is to have at least one morning event and one evening event every single month.
Okay, so you guys know me. Here we sell the sizzle. Okay, you guys go over and above what most people would do.
Thank you.
Okay, you had shirts made.
hmm
You suckered your wife into helping.
And my
Okay.
4-year-old son,
And
he
you
helps too.
but the interesting thing about it, which got me upset, was, and I know they'll get mad, was that you did these events and you didn't charge anybody.
Yeah.
And you can't bleed money and continue to go on
It is expensive. I'm learning as I go. All this
doing
networking
it
stuff.
properly.
Yeah.
Because
It's
I
expensive.
think you bought a step and repeat.
hmm Yep.
You bought a cover for your table.
Yeah.
Okay. You have iPads so people sign in.
Yep.
That you must have laid
Yeah,
out
it's
a nice amount of money.
Yeah, and I'm, this isn't my full-time job. I have a marketing agency, so I'm in a fortunate position where the marketing agency helps fund what I'm able to do here to give back to the community.
But like I've explained to many people, if you're an optician
hmm
and your aunt comes in for a pair of glasses that you would normally charge $400 because it costs you $200,
hmm
you can't give it to her for free because
Right.
you got to at least replace what you spent.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'll be out of business.
It's a quick way, a quick way to the bottom.
And when you asked me, and I said, "Well, you should charge," I mean,
hmm
I didn't realize that you were charging, and it would cause me money to come see you. But that's okay. It's worth every penny.
Yeah.
Okay. I was at the last event, which was free, and it was worth what you're going to charge moving forward.
And we're going to try to keep our morning events free because I still think there's a need in the Port St. Lucie community to offer some type of free networking to local businesses because there's hesitation even when you're charging $5 or $10 for some business owners to even attend, especially if they're new business owners, they've never been to networking before. So our goal is to keep the morning events free. And then for our evening events, we'll charge a very nominal fee, $10, and that still gets you a drink ticket. It gets you the chance to get door prizes. It gets you free appetizers, and you're getting to connect with 50 to 100 local business owners.
I have to say that it was extremely comfortable. This last one, the great place for me, and everybody's different, was way too crowded, so I had to go outside.
Yeah, and that's no fault on the Crate Place. They,
No.
you know, they were the ones that really reached out to us, and if it wasn't for them, we would have never even had the opportunity to do networking events in person. So we're extremely thankful for them. We want to return to the Crate Place to do a morning event because our morning events are smaller.
Right.
So that would be a good venue. So you will see us at the Crate Place in the future.
Now, you've done the last morning one you did was that your first?
That was our second. We did one at Boulevard Salon.
That
in
was
Port
the
St.
first.
Lucie. Yeah, and then
Boulevard
we
was
did
the
one at
first.
Golf Galaxy.
Met a lot of people at Boulevard and did a lot of business
Yeah.
with the people at Boulevard, which was kind of cool. And it was a cool location.
It was, yeah.
And they did a really nice job. And then the last one was Golf Galaxy or Galaxy Golf?
Golf Galaxy.
Okay. Big issue there. Because 2 weeks prior, I thought that was the day. I got up really early and went there, and there ain't nobody there.
Where's everybody?
Right. So I put it on my calendar different, but also very welcoming people.
Yes.
Okay. Took really good care of us.
Yeah.
And you had a nice turnout there. Do you know how many you had?
That was about 40 something, I believe. Yeah, we had about 40 people. It was a really good turnout, great venue. I did not think we would be able to get that venue because it is a large corporation.
Right.
But, you know, we got to the point where we needed to find large venues, and they were more than willing to work with us.
Okay, so what's coming?
So yeah, so in addition to just continuing to grow the group and to have our in-person events and our monthly live streams, we are also, this is the first time we're announcing it publicly, we're launching a newsletter so that for the folks that aren't on Facebook, or maybe you are on Facebook, but one thing that I hear very often from our members is, I missed a notification, or I didn't see that event, or I didn't see this feature. So now what we're going to be doing is we're letting you get all of this information in one weekly newsletter. You could subscribe, you could unsubscribe at any time. It's free, and it's going to be a collection of all of the events that are coming up, not just the ones that we're running, but other events in the area. It's going to be business tips. We're going to have a member spotlight. Pretty much the experience that you get in the Facebook group will be replicated
Is it coming out like
in
now?
the newsletter. Yeah, it's going to be every Monday, so you could sign up whenever, and it'll be.
So when
every
I have
single
my
Monday.
event, I can put it in there?
Absolutely.
You know, the reason that you come back, or I've had you come back, is because, like me, it's not about you, okay? It's about everybody else.
Yeah.
And we make money, okay, as an indirect benefit of doing what we love and helping others. We were at a breakfast today, and there was another gentleman that has a podcast space. And when I got up to speak, I mentioned, you don't have to come to mine, you can go to his. And I know people don't do that, and that's the problem. There's enough business for everybody.
Right.
Okay? And we coined the phrase co-opetition.
Co-opetition. I remember you mentioned it
Okay.
last time. Yeah.
And that's what it's like. And
Yeah.
when I do something like that, people say to me, really, why didn't you mention your competition? And I said, not my competition. My competition is people that will steal your ideas, that will not treat other people right. That's not my competition. Those are people I just totally avoid.
Right.
Everybody else, you want to work together with.
Yeah, if they're helping local businesses, we want to work with them. So I've had people say to me, why do you promote other networking groups or other networking events? But I want to do that because if there's multiple opportunities that people can attend, it's not like someone can only join one group or go to one event. So we want to share as much as possible. We're always cross-promoting, and we just come at it from a place of abundance and caring, and we really do want to invest in the community because we're not here to make money from this. This is a quick way to lose money, not make money. So we're doing it because we just love the Port St. Lucie community and we want to give back.
Well, I mean, You guys know, I'll be the first to admit it, that it'll be a cold day in hell before I go to a one-off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if I were you guys, those are things I would stay away from, and I know you promote everybody, but a one-off only tells me that there's one of each thing, okay, and there's enough business for everybody so that people can't connect doing the same thing. So one-offs didn't work for me. Plus, a lot of one-offs require you to only belong to one-off.
Mm-hmm.
I, I'm going to be 67 years old. I don't need someone to tell me what groups I can belong to and what I can't
There's a
belong.
lot of rules, and you have to show up,
And you have
or
to
you
show
lose your
up.
spot in
you
many
lose your
cases.
spot. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It is utterly ridiculous and so foolish to belong to attempt to belong to a one-off because there are so many open groups
Mm-hmm.
where people work together.
Yeah.
And I can tell you right now, most one-off groups, at best, have 30 to 40 people. At best, okay.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't budge at the Crate Place for your group, and had the St. Lucie lanes been smaller,
Mm-hmm.
it would have been tough.
Yeah.
Also,
Mm-hmm.
but what you, I've been around a long time, and the way you run it is excellent,
Thank you.
and how you invest into something that becomes more of a financial liability than an asset. I mean, iPads that you sign in on are not cheap.
Yeah.
Okay, how many you got?
So they're Android. So
Doesn't
they're
matter.
not the fancy dancy ones.
Doesn't
We've got them
matter.
at Walmart. So we
Okay.
do try to be frugal
How
from
many you
time
have?
to time. We have 3 of those. Yeah.
Okay, and you have to sign in.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't care if they're. So you have 3. Let's just say they're $50.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's $150.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he gets 100 people to come to your event. Okay, they all have to sign in.
Mm-hmm.
So in the beginning, you didn't have 3.
Right.
Okay.
We had pen and paper.
Okay, right.
And we're
Okay.
constantly testing different sign-in methods, so we just want to make sure that we can,
Well-
keep track of who's attending and share what we have in the works with them.
And it goes back to, if you can do something, do it right,
Mhm.
or don't do it at all.
Yeah.
And you surely run it right. What are some of the things? I mean, I know the future is the growth of this group to help others. How? I know that you have a newsletter. What else is in your back of your mind in the future?
Yeah, now that I see the response that we've gotten, and I know that it's more than just a Facebook group, we're going to try to do a different project to expand every single quarter. So this quarter was the newsletter, which we just launched. So that took a lot of time to get that right. In the future, we want to launch a podcast. And this is going to be a business podcast where we interview local entrepreneurs
We
and share
spoke about
business
that.
news. Yeah.
When you first came out.
And then we also want to launch a directory and have a place where people can post their business, post their events outside of Facebook. Because the one main piece of feedback we're getting is what we have to offer is not accessible at the moment to people that are not on Facebook. And so we want to make sure we're offering all of this information to anyone who wants it. We want to be all about sharing with as many local entrepreneurs as possible, not just those who are on Facebook.
All right, so I gave you one tip about where to hold the event. And then I gave you another tip to charge. And now I'm going to give you another tip.
Okay.
All right?
You've been 2 for 2 so far, so
Okay,
let's
so
have it.
everything that you do should be done on either YouTube or Vimeo and then shared on Facebook. Because everybody can get into YouTube.
Yeah.
And everybody can get into Vimeo.
Yeah.
So it's a place that we call here a house, okay, or storage unit. And what's really cool about that is the negative about doing something on Facebook is that when you do it at 2 o'clock in the afternoon and I get home at 7,
Yeah.
I'll never see it.
Right.
Okay? So here you already have a link. You can repost it, repost it, repost it. It's always going to be there. Okay? It's just a great place to house stuff.
Yeah.
So we do it on Vimeo and we do it on YouTube. And it would behoove you to do it that way. I know that you want to do live. So you record it on Facebook and then you transfer it to YouTube. And then you just post that link and post that link and post that or Vimeo. Either one works perfectly. YouTube is the one everybody knows. Vimeo is a little bit more professional, but it's a pain in the butt to find what you've done Okay, if you're not there when it's happening.
Yeah, and that's another reason why we want to do this newsletter, because it'll be in your inbox for people that want it. And
Right,
they can
'cause people
watch it whenever.
We'll look
Yeah.
at their email and
Mhm.
whatever. And again, it's October, November, December, January, February, March. You're only 6 months into
Yeah.
it. And you got like 3,000 people.
Hmm.
Your events are run super, super well. I can imagine that your newsletter is going to be run like you run everything else, which is top notch.
Hmm.
Even though I have ADHD, so reading your newsletter will be a little difficult for me, unless I can read the first two lines and I
It'll
know
be
everything.
summaries. Yeah, we'll have lots of links.
Okay, I remember when my wife, prior to us being married, would send me an email, and I'd read the subject line and not the rest, or maybe one line, and then she'd say something to me, and I'd say, "What are you talking about?" She said, "Did you read the email I sent you?" No, no, it's too long. I don't have
Yeah,
the patience.
I'm not a fan of long emails.
Right,
Yeah.
I don't have the patience at the time. All right, so you work with your wife, Danny, your 4-year-old.
Hmm.
How you mentioned Golf Galaxy? Did I say right? It was a Golf
Golf
Galaxy?
Galaxy,
Why
yeah.
do I think? Okay,
Yeah.
so you're right. It's a corporation. How did you get to them?
So we were having a lot of trouble finding a venue that would be large enough for our morning events, and so I just started calling companies, and most of them were either too small or not interested. They didn't want to take the risk because businesses see it as a risk to invite a bunch of business folks in. And then I just lucked out, and I said, let me just call Golf Galaxy, even though they're a huge corporation. And I spoke with the manager. He said he's interested. He's like, "Can you come down here today and just tell me more in person?" So I got in the car, drove to Tradition within the hour, met with him. His name is Lenny, and he's
Super
just
nice guy.
super nice guy. And those are the types of businesses we want to support. So it is a big company, but he's local. He's here. He wants to support the community. So I encourage everyone to definitely check out Golf Galaxy in Tradition, because they're supporting us and they're supporting the business community.
And he's thinking outside the box. You got 50 people that
Yeah.
come. Some of them are golfers.
And look at this. Here we are mentioning Golf Galaxy
That's
on the
true.
air. There's
I won't beep it out.
it keeps benefiting.
Actually, he said he was going to come into the studio.
Nice.
Too. So,
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many things that are going on, and so many networking things. You got to cut back and utilize the ones that give you the most benefit.
Yeah.
Those are going to be the open meetings, and everybody's different. I think great networking happens in the morning. At night, it's kind of party
It's
network.
a different crowd for
Yeah.
sure. I've seen the different. Yeah.
Yeah, party network.
Yeah.
They're coming to spend the $10 with you, giving them a drink. Okay.
And they get food, and it is more of a party.
Right.
That's
Well,
why we want to do both, to sort of offer both opportunities.
I always find morning when people go to a morning network, that means they got up extra early.
Yeah.
They're there to talk and do business.
It's pretty quick. You're in, you're out, because people want to get to work. So
Right.
you got to be very mindful of the time.
Okay. Anything you want to add?
No, just thank you for the opportunity, as always. It's an honor to come back to the studio, and as you know, I tell everyone to do an interview
That's
with
true.
WRPB Studios.
That is true. Nick, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you, Wayne.
Everybody, check out. Is it Port
Port
St.
St.
Lucie
Lucie
Business Club? I'm so used to saying St. Lucie. Check them out. Join. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. And come out to the events. You're going to meet some great, interesting people. With that, everybody have a great day, and we'll be right back.